Hey, it's Rachel. I am doing ItsKarenYo's Bariatric Tag video, and let me pull up the questions. Okay, number one, when is or was your surgery? My surgery was May 21st of this year. It was at noon on a Monday. It was 2 weeks ago on Monday. Number two, what is your favorite physical asset regardless of weight? Um, I would say my two favorite things are my teeth and my eyes. Um, that's one thing that ItsKarenYo kind of hit on, is like her smile never changes regardless of her weight. And that's, kind of for me, like even, being really overweight, I always felt like I had really pretty eyes and had really nice teeth. And so, but like there's so much weight on my cheeks that it like keeps you from being able to see my whole smile, I feel like. Um, and so I'm kind of like, I don't feel like people see all of my teeth a lot. And so this is weird, whatever. I want like my whole chubby cheek thing to go away so people can like really see my smile, and like it causes the like bags under my eyes and stuff, and I feel like that takes away from like I have really pretty green eyes and like people don't really see that, and so even the things that I like about myself have been affected by my weight and have kind of like made me feel less about the things that I should feel good about. But those are my favorite physical assets that I think will still stick out, when I'm heavier and when I'm not. Number three, what clothing size did you start at and current if you want? I started at a size 20 jeans from Old Navy, but like I said, I think Old Navy runs kind of big, so that kind of means I was probably like a 22 anywhere else. And I wore a size 2X shirt from there. Um, and my shirts were tight though, like they didn't fit the way that they should have, but I refused to buy a 3X shirt, so, but anyways. So now I am wearing, today for the first time I wore a pair of size 16 jeans from Old Navy, which is probably like an 18 anywhere else. And they're a little tight, but they button and zip, and that is what is important. As far as shirts, I haven't bought any new shirts. I'm still kind of wearing the 2X's, and I had some 1X's. I look a mess because I just got back from the gym, but like this is a 2X shirt, and you can tell like how loose it is now, and I just, am wearing it as like a workout shirt. But at the gym, like I kept like pulling at it and stuff because I don't know, it was like falling weird, and that's when I realized for the first time like how baggy it is now. Number four, favorite food before and after. My favorite, I'm just gonna like generalize this. Um, my favorite things have always been carbs and Chinese food. Like I love Chinese food and I love carbs. I could eat the mess out of some pasta and bread. I could probably sit down and eat half a loaf of bread before surgery and be like, delicious, yes. And I really miss bread. I was texting Mr. Breads the other day, and I was like, do you know when we can have tortillas so I can at least have like a wrap or something? Like I just miss bread. Um, and I miss pasta, and it's hard. But I'm trying to find alternatives to the things that used to be my favorites, like doing wraps instead of whole pieces of bread for sandwiches. And I want to try spaghetti squash instead of like pasta. Um, and so those would be like healthier alternatives. My favorite food after, I just got off full liquids, and now I'm kind of in like purees and soft foods, and so I don't really have a favorite after food yet because I've just been kind of eating what I can. And my tastes really haven't changed from before. Um, I really like sugar-free popsicles. I usually have one of those like every day or every other day, because sometimes when I get home in the afternoons I'm like so overwhelmingly thirsty that water isn't enough, and so a popsicle helps with that. Um, I guess that, I don't know, I guess that's my thing that I eat now that I didn't before. Um, Number five, biggest non-skill victory. I'm only 2 weeks out, so I don't have a lot of big non-scale victories. I guess the two things would be like I restarted the Couch to 5K program, and I am really enjoying running and like being able to do that. And then also just, excuse me, my clothing size changing is really cool, and like seeing the well, that's scale victory if I say seeing the numbers drop, so sorry. But watching my clothes size change and things not fit the way that they used to anymore and stuff is cool. Number 6, what week video of yours that has been your favorite? Right now, I'm so early out that I'm like every week I like am amazed that it's only been 2 weeks, but I'm amazed that I'm like dropping more and more weight. And so every week, like the newest video that I made is my favorite because, you know, week 1 I lost 9 pounds, and week 2 I lost almost 10 pounds, 9.8. And so every week is my favorite because every week I am getting closer and closer to my goal, and it's just really cool to see all the changes, and it's getting easier, like in the beginning, like week 1, I was still in some pain and like it was hard, and now that it's week 2, I feel great, I feel so much better, so every new week is my favorite right now. Number 7, what was your highest and lowest weight? My starting weight that I use for my videos is 264, and that was my weight the day that I started my pre-op diet. But my highest weight that I ever saw on a scale was 273. I don't really do that as part of my videos because it's not something that was documented at a doctor's office. It was before I started doing, like, trying to diet some and doing my 6-month supervised diet and that kind of thing. And so I just don't use it in my videos because it's not documented in my insurance in my doctor's office or anything. So I just use my start weight to not be confusing and say from my highest weight and then my starting weight and then my day of surgery and throw out all these numbers. But my highest weight was 273 that I ever saw on a scale, and there was a while there when I wasn't getting on scales, so it's possible it may have been higher than that. My lowest weight so far in my weight loss journey, like with gastric bypass, is this morning I weighed myself, and this is a little bit of a spoiler for my video on Monday, but whatever. I weighed myself and I was 227. But if you watch my videos and you've heard my story, I had done Weight Watchers last year and I had gotten down to right around 200 pounds. And that is my lowest weight, like in my adult life, was being 200 pounds. And I've had some people ask me about, like, my first goal was to be 199 pounds is my first goal. And some people ask me, well, why didn't you set like smaller goals? Why didn't you go for 225 first and like that kind of thing? And I didn't, just because I got to 200 pounds last year without surgery, and so yes, I'm losing weight and yes, I'm changing, and that's awesome, but I don't feel like I'm really starting to be this different person or whatever until I get below 200. And that's because about a year ago, everybody that knows me saw me at 200 pounds. And so right now when they see me and I'm, 227, 230, this doesn't look different to them. This isn't, not that it's all about impressing other people, but this isn't impressive. And that's kind of how it feels to me too, is a little bit like I'm not seeing changes so much yet because I pretty recently was this weight. And so it doesn't feel that different yet. And so I don't know that it will feel that real until I'm in Wonderland, if that makes sense. Number 8, last time you were at a healthy weight. The last time I was at a healthy weight, I was probably in first grade. I was like a skinny kid in like kindergarten and first grade, and then towards the end of first grade and like beginning of second grade, I just kind of started packing on some weight because I had switched schools and didn't have any friends, and it's just a bunch of crap. And I like started putting on weight because I would just sit at home and eat because I didn't play with anybody, which is a lame excuse, but that is pretty much what happened to me as a kid. Number 9, what is your goal weight? My ultimate of all time, like this would exceed all of my expectations, would be phenomenal weight, would be if I could get to 130. But that would blow my mind if I ever made it to 130. that would mean that I had lost half of myself. I started this at 264, and to be 130, I would have to lose 134 pounds. And that would be insane to me, but that is my like ultimate goal. But I've also said that, if I am at 150 and I feel good and I, am healthy and that's okay with me, then that will be fine too. But the ultimate goal that just kind of sits in my head is 130 because that's ideal body weight for me and for my height. Is anywhere from 116 to 140. It's either 142 or 146. I can't remember, but whatever it is, 130 is like right in the middle. So that would be really awesome. Number 10, how do you feel your relationships are, friends and romantic, before versus after? As far as friends, I don't think that things have really changed yet. It's only been 2 weeks. My best friend Sam has been super supportive. She like came to the hospital and like has been really great. Some other people, like some family members and some of my friends, just kept saying like, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" Or just would say like, "Oh, I'll pray for you," but weren't ever like excited for me the way I expected them to be, if that makes sense. But I don't think that the relationship has really changed yet. I think that it will change as I lose more weight, because I do have some friends that are heavier, and I think it's likely for there to be jealousy if that happens, and for them to feel like I cheated or took the easy way out or whatever. I just think that's possible, and I hope that doesn't happen, but obviously that's a possibility. As far as romantic relationships, I had an on-again, off-again boyfriend that was kind of a bad situation at one point in time, but he always loved me the way that I was as far as physically, and so I kind of stuck around because I thought that was the best I could do, I guess. And he is a good person at heart, and I know that he really does care about me, but he isn't up to the standards that I should set for myself. And that sounds really harsh, but he's just not. And I don't mean physically or anything. I mean like some of the decisions that he's made in his life and what he's doing with his life and things like that. Physically, he is more than I ever thought anybody that attractive would ever go for me. But it's some emotional things that we just have a really long history. I was in love with him when I was like 12 years old, and this is turning into a ridiculously long question. But we didn't start dating until I was 18, and then there was just a bunch of problems and drama and whatever, and I'm 21 now, and we're still fighting the same battle. We are not dating, though. We are currently trying to be friends. It's not going very well because he keeps saying he wants to marry me. And I'm not worried about romantic relationships right now. I'm worried about working on me. I think that will come in time. I think I've spent a lot of time searching for love, and I just don't think that's how you find it. I think it does find you when you least expect it, and I think things work out the way that they're supposed to, and so that will happen when it's supposed to. Number 11, favorite exercise. Right now, I really like running. I'm working on the Couch to 5K program. I've signed up for a 5K on October 20th. It's the Color Run in Nashville. I think that's going to be really, really fun, so I'm trying to get in shape now. The Couch to 5K program is an 8-week program, and I have 9 weeks until my 5K, or I'm sorry, 19 weeks until my 5K, and so I'm just going to really try and, to do the 5K program and then continue running 3.2 miles and stuff, so to make sure that I can do it at the actual 5K. Number 12, ever regret your decision? I'm still, pretty newly pre-op, so I still currently super remember how it felt when I was 3 days post-op and I was in pain, and I totally had that what did I do to myself moment, and I was like, God, this has to get better, this has to get better. And I like, for a minute there, I was really like, I should not have done this. Like, what? And the thing is I know that I'm not going to regret it, and I don't right now because I feel better now, and because I am losing the weight and I'm getting healthier, and it's doing all the things for me that I thought that it would do and that I wanted it to do, or to help me do as a tool. But I'm not going to lie to you. In the beginning especially, I don't know if it still feels this way later, but the whole head hunger thing and like the head gains and some of that kind of stuff, it makes you slightly regretful, because part of me feels like, why couldn't I do this on my own? Like other people do it on their own, or why couldn't I have just been somebody that is naturally skinny? You know, because I watch my skinny friends eat all this crap that I want so bad, but I can't have, because first of all, and it's what Pierce Cub talked about, the can't versus won't. These are things that one day I can have. I can totally eat Arby's curly fries and a sandwich one day. Like, absolutely. Maybe not the whole thing, but I could totally do that. But the difference is I won't. Like, I might have that at one time as a treat, like a fry or something, but I don't even know that I would do that, because I'm working really hard for this, and I went through a lot, and I won't allow myself to mess it up over a curly fry. You know what I mean? That sometimes it's really hard in your head to not feel like, why did I have to do something this drastic? Why couldn't I have just been wired the way that other people are wired? And that's really hard. It's not necessarily regret, but it's just like, it's just kind of a why me moment, and it feels a little bit like regret, because I'm like, well, maybe I should have waited, maybe I should have tried harder, maybe I should have tried Weight Watchers again, maybe I should have tried exercising again. But the thing is, at the end of the day, is everybody, pretty much everybody, can lose weight if they like bust their butt at it, but the problem is keeping it off, because when you have this addiction to food, and you have obesity running in your family, and you have issues like polycystic ovarian syndrome, and you're insulin resistant, and it's so hard to lose all this weight, like, it's hard to keep it off. It's just so hard. And so I'm having more why me moments than regret moments. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter why me. It just matters that I do something about it, and that I stick to this program, and that I say, I won't eat that. Not I can't eat that, but I won't, because it's not good for me, and it's not what my body needs. Number 13, what kind of surgery did you have or are going to have? I had RNY, gastric bypass, laparoscopically. Number 14, are you a dumper if you know? I do not know if I'm a dumper. Honestly, I would guess that I'm probably not, based on the fact that I have had no food intolerances. I've never thrown up from anything. I've had so few issues, and that's been really lucky. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, because, like, it's lucky that I don't have issues with it, but it's unlucky because one day I think that will make it easier for me to fall into temptation to eat things that I shouldn't, because my tastes haven't changed and I don't have intolerance issues or anything like that so far. Obviously, I haven't eaten a ton of stuff because I'm in pureed stage, but I haven't had any issues so far. I've never had anything get stuck. I've never been sick. No problems like that. I don't really know if I'm a dumper, though. Excuse me. Because I've never had anything with more than, I think, 5 grams of sugar in it at a time. Like I said, I had some applesauce with no added sugar once. There was 10 grams of sugar in the thing, but I only ate half of it, so I only had 5 grams of sugar. So I really don't know if I'm a dumper or not. And I hope I never find out. Number 15. Do you think food is or was your addiction? It's a hard question for me. If you ask my friends, like, I always talk about this, because I talk about how people have addictive personalities and other people don't have addictive personalities, because I think that's true. Like, I smoke cigarettes sometimes, but never, like, constantly. Like, I really never think that I was, like, addicted to it, because I could take it or leave it. Like, I could go on the weekends and hang out with my friends and smoke a pack of cigarettes, and then go home and not smoke all week long and be totally fine. And so I wasn't, like, addicted to it. And, like, there's been other things, you know, that I've tried, and, like, drinking and different things, and I just never like, I never had, like, addiction problems with it, but I don't, like, as I've watched people's videos and them talk about their food addictions, there are things that sound similar to me that make me think, like, maybe I did have a food addiction and that's why I didn't have an addiction to other things, because I had a food addiction already. Like, I didn't need another addiction. But I just always have thought that I was somebody that didn't have a very addictive personality to be addicted to things. Um, I don't really know if I was addicted to food or not. I like food a lot. I would, like, eat out of boredom and stuff, but I could also go without, and it didn't really bother me. Not that going without food is completely unhealthy. Don't do that. But I could do that, and it wasn't like I wasn't like fiending for food or like freaking out. So I would say maybe I was not addicted to food. Um, I don't know. That's a hard question. Number 16, has anyone not recognized you? No, I'm only 2 weeks post-op. I haven't lost that much weight, and like I said, everybody that knows me has seen me 30 pounds lighter than I am right now, about a year ago, and so I don't really look that different to them, but I think that, a year from now I will, or, 6 months from now, or whatever. Number 17, are you a happier person? I'm happier when I get in a new size of clothes, or I can shop in places that I haven't been able to shop in a long time, or I weigh in and my pre-op diet, I was in the 260s, and the day of surgery I was in the 250s, and the week after I was in the 240s, and this week I was in the 230s, and now I'm already in the 220s, and like, that is insane. That is amazing, and that makes me really happy because I feel like I'm working really hard for this and I'm accomplishing something, but at the same time I hate to tie my happiness to a number on a scale because I don't think that that's healthy. But I do feel happier. I'm like proud of myself. When I go and work out and like get running and stuff, and you like get your endorphins pumping, I feel happier. I feel good when I leave the gym. Like, I feel good about what I've done. Number 18, people you have to watch every week. Okay, every week I watch Pierce Cub, Losing Pounds 89, Inspired 140, ItsKarenYo. I know I'm going to leave some people out. I like jotted down some quick names that I thought of, but these are also two people that I'm sure you've seen them if you're on YouTube. They're lap banders. They've been making videos for a while, but Banded Wendy and Losing It with Rebecca are fabulous. I watch them all the time like crazy. I love them, like, so great. And I think Banded Wendy reminds me so much of myself as far as like how she talks to people like through her videos, and like how she feels about things, and I love her. I just think she's amazing. And Losing It with Rebecca, I think, is so inspiring. She's kind of the reason that I started the whole Couch to 5K thing and like want to be a runner, and just like seeing how much pride she has in herself when she runs and completes races, and like, it's just amazing, and it makes me want to be that person, and so that's kind of why I'm going towards that. Inspired 140, if you don't watch her, that girl is amazing. She was doing kickboxing in like week 2, like working out. It just is insane. She's really hardcore and she's gorgeous. Losing Pounds 89, I think she's really funny. She's been really, really successful. I don't even know if she subscribes to me. Probably not. She's like a celebrity now. And then Keith, Pierce Cub, I want to find the right way to say this. I'm in like the color guard and like the dancer and the gymnastic world, and so I am like, all of my best friends are gay guys, and I just love them. Like, I am like a fruit fly because I just have so many that I just am constantly whatever. And so whenever I watch Pierce Cub, I'm always like, oh my god, I could totally be friends with you in real life, because he's so like me and my group of friends, and he really reminds me of some of them, and I just think he's really funny, and he's such a sweet guy. He's really encouraging, and he's doing an awesome job, so I love watching him. And then ItsKarenYo is kind of one of those people that you watch videos and you like compare yourself to people, and you're like, oh, me and her are kind of alike. That's how I feel about ItsKarenYo. Like, she's funny, she cracks me up. I love the mini goals that she set for herself, because people say things like I want to be 250 pounds by New Year's, or like whatever. And I don't like to do that. I like to just say my first goal is to be 199 pounds. But I don't want to put a time limit on it, because I think that sets yourself up for disappointment. Because what if I say I want to be 199 pounds by August, and then August comes and I weigh 201 pounds? That means I've lost 63 pounds. But I won't feel as proud of it, because I'll be like, oh, I didn't make my goal. Who cares? I lost 63 pounds. Like, I should be ecstatic. And, you know, and if you know, I don't, and then when you do get to 199 pounds, but it's like August 30th, and you're like, oh, I didn't make it. Why are you not happy that you're 199 pounds? You know, like, so I don't like to set time limits on it, and I don't think ItsKarenYo does that. And she sets these mini goals and says, like, when I'm 250, I'm going to jump out of an airplane, and when I'm 225, I'm going to whatever. And, like, I think that's awesome, and that's something that I'm going to start doing. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do when I hit 199 pounds, but it might be jumping out of an airplane. I don't know. That's really scary to me. But I think it would be awesome. So I don't know. I'm going to find some way to reward myself for, like, small goals like that. And I really love that idea that I got from her. So I really like to watch her too. This is probably going to be a really long video. Let me see. Yeah, I'm at almost half an hour. Awesome. I'm really sorry. I'm almost done though. Number 19. Any anniversary twins within a week? Okay. New Mamma Mia was the day after me. Cupcake Time is Over was 1 week before me. Mystic Reds was a few days after me, and then Miss Sapphire Kitty. I've never watched her before, but she was tagged in this video, and then I saw her commenting in the bottom talking about, I'm only 2 weeks post-op, I don't really know how good information this will be, and I was in the same boat, and so I was like, oh, she must have had her surgery around mine, so I just subscribed to her and checked her out a minute ago, and her surgery was 2 days after me. So I guess she is also an anniversary twin within the week for me. Number 20, some non-scale goals. I want to run a 5K. I'm signed up for one on October 20th, and I would love to run the whole thing. Like, run the whole thing. That would be phenomenal. That would be so amazing. And I really want to be in a size 12 pants. I don't know if that's like my ultimate goal, but that's like my goal right now. I really want to be in Wonderland. Oh, that's a scale goal. I'm sorry, that's a scale goal. I guess that's it. My biggest thing right now is a 5K. My ultimate goal ever would be to run a marathon, but I don't know if that'll ever happen, because that would, like, blow my mind. But a 5K right now is my biggest non-scale goal. And number 21, are you addicted to the scales? Obviously, I'm a little bit addicted to the scales, because every time it asks for a non-scale goal or something regardless of weight, I talk about weight and numbers and scales. I really only wanted to weigh in once a week, but it is hard. It's really hard, especially I think in the beginning, because your weight changes so rapidly. Like Monday I weighed myself and I was 231, and this morning I got on the scale and I was 227. Like, I lost 4 pounds in a day, and it's just amazing how your body drops weight so quickly, and you just kind of, you're so excited when you see it that you almost can't help but watch it and want to see it. And so I do things to kind of trick myself. Like, I will go to my parents' house and I'll leave my scale there. I'll just leave it there, and I'll go home, and I know I won't be there for a few days, so that stops me from weighing. Or if I go out of town, I leave my scale at home, and like, I don't weigh in on anybody's scale but mine, because you don't ever know if they're the same weighted and stuff, because like my parents' scale weighs me 4 pounds heavier, and I don't like that. It makes me mad. But anyway, so yeah, I would say I definitely am addicted to the scale, though. It's a really hard thing to not get on there all the time and see it. But I'm really trying to do it less, like maybe twice a week. I'd really like to get to once a week, but it is really, really hard. So I guess that is all of these questions. I'm sorry this is half an hour long, but it was a really great tag, and you should do it too. If you're watching this, do this tag video. Even if you are 2 weeks post-op like me and Miss Sapphire Kitty, whatever, like, do it now, do it again in a year. Do it, because it'll be great to see the differences and to see how different you felt and how your goals changed and what you did and what you didn't do, and I just think it'll be cool. So, thanks ItsKarenYo for the video. and I will see you guys later.